What's going on, everyone? This is Sarge, and you're looking at me playing on a Flood Zone, a large conquest, and I'm going to be switching from various kits, but primarily running recon. You see me start off with the engineer and get some mines out on the road where usually the enemy likes to push past their base, trying to keep their vehicles back. And I'm going to be just hopping around from different type of vehicles. I'm going to be using the chopper, and then you'll get to see me run some majority of the gameplay, some recon. But what I wanted to talk about in this video was some upcoming notes when it comes to the DICE new patch that's is going to be released. Also some upcoming games for the year 2014 that I'm very excited to try out and looking forward to getting my hands on. And so the first thing is DICE is releasing a patch, that we do know that, and this is some of the tweaks and rebalances that actual players have gotten to vote on. If you guys were not aware that on Battlelog they asked for players' opinions on what they should balance, and this was primarily due to the ground and air vehicles and how they were balanced when it came to players and their interactions with those things in the game. And so that was quite interesting that they had a poll for that. You could vote, and that would determine how they would tweak these vehicles in the game. And they're going to be releasing a patch that should balance all of that. And then there was also something of a mention in a tweet that Demise said about them changing like the mini grenades, which were currently everyone's running at the moment. They're kind of overpowered. It's like the only grenades people are using right now. And they're also going to be rebalancing the AA, which is something that you guys could vote on what you wanted the AA to how it would respond to the game. And then they were rebalancing a couple other things like the DMRs, which are right now underpowered according to the community. And I can see why. The DMRs in Battlefield 4 are a lot weaker than they were in Battlefield 3. If you guys are familiar with how they were in Battlefield 3, they were much stronger, much more powerful. And so there are a couple tweaks here and there that they're adding in the patch notes that they haven't given us a full list, complete list yet. They've only given us a list that's on with the vehicles that I just mentioned, and so you can check that out in the battle log. But the other thing I wanted to talk about was the games that are coming out, and this is something that I'm looking forward to. Even though my channel is based around Battlefield, it's something I wanted to ask you guys on what other content you would like me to see. I know some people have suggested PlanetSide 2, which I have not tried out myself yet, but it does look like a very interesting game. You saw me get that nice drag scope right into 2 headshots there. But yeah, I was wondering what you guys would want to see. I know for me personally, the games I'm looking forward to, there's one called Titanfall that looks interesting. I have been following that game for quite some time now, and I was very fond of Respawn Entertainment, being the fact that they were one of the original producing team for the older Call of Duties, which were the ones that I really liked to play. Call of Duty 4, Call of Duty 2 and 1 were like the prime examples of what I thought Call of Duty was supposed to be. And fortunately, after COD 4, I just was not interested in the series anymore. And at that time, I was still playing Battlefield, and so Battlefield 1942 through all the way now has always been my primary go-to for a really good FPS game. But it's exciting to see that one of my favorite also titles, the old Call of Duties, is their developers are making Titanfall. And I've been following that series for quite some time. Since about 2000, I think it was 2011 when I heard about them in making this project. At the time, it was a secret project at E3 when I attended E3, and so it's good to see this game flourish. I did hear that they are running like 6v6 type of maps, which that sort of was like a hindrance. I was hoping there was going to be a larger scale as far as player bases, player versus player. But I trust them. I think that the game will be great. I know a lot of people are saying that it's going to be a console port, obviously, and there's going to be limitations on them. But we'll have to see. And I know that for me, as far as the shooters that I'm looking into right now, Battlefield is always going to be primary for me. But Titanfall is something I'm really looking forward to. I really think it could have a potential to be a really great game. And then there's other games that are also coming out. I heard Mirror's Edge 2 is coming out. That looks pretty fun. I really enjoyed the first one. But it's been quite a while for them to make another one. I hope they've put and polished into this second one like they did the first one. And so a game called Dying Light is coming out that looks also really good. It's like a combination between Dead Island and Mirror's Edge. and I've watched a couple demos, and the gameplay looks pretty cool. It looks fun to play, just to get into that whole apocalypse, zombie player versus zombies type of game deal. I know a lot of people are into the DayZ thing, and I haven't really tried it myself. I know it's a really big open world, something I could probably spend hundreds and hundreds of hours playing. I think I'm personally staying away from that game just because playing DayZ would literally take away all my time, probably from Battlefield, or at least most of my time. So I've made a personal decision to stay away from that game. You see me jump out of that chopper there, going commando now. I'd look into another game called Daylight, which is not the same as Dying Light. Those are two different type of games. Dying Light is the zombie fused with Mirror's Edge, but Daylight is a survival horror similar to Outlast. And I played Outlast, and the only reason why I played it was because friends recommended me trying it, and I don't ever want to play a game like that ever again. It's probably one of the most terrifying games I've ever had to play with. A game where you're limited in resources, you don't really have anything to fight back with, and you're being, you know, tortured or tormented by these demons that are after you, or these mutated beings. I mean, I don't get it. That's not my type of game. If I don't have a weapon in my hand, specifically speaking a bolt action, then I don't want to touch it. So, yeah, that is probably not a game I'm not going to get, and that's Daylight. Okay, I had a couple of friends recommend me checking out that game, and that's one of the newer survival horror games that are coming out. That a lot of the fan bases to the games like Amnesia or Outlast would like to play, but not me. It's not my type of game. So Daylight off the list. One game that I'm also looking into is, as far as MMOs go, there's a shooter coming out by Tom Clancy called The Division, which looks really cool. That is something I'm really interested in looking into, trying myself, and expand off of as far as gaming wise. I really, if that game does turn out to be what I think it should be, it probably might be something I will spend a great deal amount of time playing, if it's as good as I would hope it to be. Other MMOs are WildStar Online, looks pretty interesting to me. Wasn't not a fan of World of Warcraft, but I know that a lot of people are like, you know, this is going to be another WoW clone. But no, I think the gameplay, at least for me, looks pretty interesting. And I haven't played an MMO in years. I mean, we're talking like Lineage 2, like the first EverQuest. Like, that's old school. I'm really old school, and it would probably be something that's a little more refreshing as far as me getting and trying out another MMO, because I haven't played one in years. And so we'll have to see how that goes. Obviously, there's a lot more titles out there that looks pretty interesting, but those are the ones that are on my top priority list. And if there's other games that you guys would probably recommend for me to try out, I will definitely consider it. I know PlanetSide 2 is a game that I'm looking into, although I'm not sure if it's the free to play. I know the free to play route tends to fall into the category of pay to win, and I'm not really too fond of those type of games, but I will definitely pick it up and give it a shot. And so we'll see how that goes from here on out. You guys can let me know in the comments section below what you guys are interested in as far as games coming out for the year 2014, what games you're looking forward to. Let me know in the comments section, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for tuning in, as always, guys, and don't forget to subscribe for more Battlefield videos on my channel. I will catch you in the next video. My name's Sergeant Enigma. I'm out. Take care.